So if you are utilizing the Merchant Fulfilled program, that means that you are shipping all of your own orders directly to the customers, which means that you have to deal with all of the customer service, returns, and refunds that are associated with shipping those orders. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, on this channel we explore tips, strategies, and experiences that I have had that will help you start and build up your Amazon FBA wholesale business. In this video, guys, if you can't tell by the title, we are going to be covering Merchant Fulfilled, my experience during this Q4. So a lot of third-party sellers this year were able to leverage their business and maximize their sales through Amazon's Merchant Fulfilled program. Many third-party sellers like myself were really able to capitalize on merchant fulfilling inventory this Q4 because of the very low amount of supply and the extremely high demand. Amazon was out of stock on a lot of listings. So in this video, guys, I'm going to break down what is happening with Merchant Fulfilled. And guys, right now I am starting to get inundated with customer messages on that they did not receive their package. It's not set to arrive on time. The tracking ID is not updating. Just a whole bunch of reasons. The item is not arriving by Christmas. This is a big one. So this video is to break down how I'm handling each of these situations and what I am responding to these customers with. So I'm just gonna break it down really simple for you guys. 4 situations. We'll start with situation number 1. Situation number 1, the customer messages you that they did not receive the package that you sent them. You go and check the tracking ID, and the tracking ID states that the package has shipped or it is still at the location that you sent it out from. So this is probably the worst situation because you don't have a ton of recourse that you can take, meaning that all it is showing, the tracking ID, is that you created the label. So if you were to direct the customer to file what's called an A to Z guarantee claim, in that case, when you direct the customer to file an A to Z guarantee claim, what's happening is the customer is reaching out to Amazon because you and the customer were not able to resolve the issue, and then the customer would explain to Amazon that they did not receive their package on time, the item got lost in transit, and Amazon should cover that refund amount because you purchased the shipping through Amazon. So you guys are technically not liable for the United States Postal Service losing inventory, but unfortunately it does happen and we do have to refund customers. So in this instance, because Amazon cannot do a whole lot with a tracking ID that only says package has shipped, you are probably going to have to issue the customer a refund and explain to the customer that we are issuing you a full refund for this order because it is arriving late by the carrier and the tracking ID has not updated beyond a certain point. However, we kindly ask you to please return the item back to us should you receive this item late. Now, what you need to do is once you initiate this refund, you have to open a case with the United States Postal Service and try to determine where your package is and ideally have it returned to the sender. Just a brief type of a template that you can use. I'm just gonna tell you guys out loud, so feel free to pause the video as I'm going or rewind it as you please. But this is how I'll respond to a customer. If the customer says that they did not receive their package in this instance. Dear so-and-so, we sincerely apologize that you have not received your package yet. We checked the tracking ID and it is showing that the package was shipped. However, please keep in mind that the United States Postal Service is extremely backed up right now and they are not updating tracking IDs on time and they are not updating them accurately. Because your item will be delivered so late by the carrier, we have issued you a full refund for this order. And then I would apologize one more time and kindly ask the customer to please return the item if it does reach the customer. Now, this is the case. I'm going to issue a refund if the shipment is 2 to 3 weeks late. Anything less than 2 weeks, I'm going to tell the customer to please give it a little bit more time. And since you will be receiving this item late, we will be more than happy to accept a return for the item once you do receive it. Situation number 2 that is very common is the customer says that they did not receive their package. You go and check the tracking ID, and the tracking ID seems to be showing that the package is stuck at a carrier facility at some point in the country. What happens here is that you can now direct the customer to file an A to Z claim through Amazon. You will instruct the customer for how to file this claim, send them the link for how to file an A to Z claim, and you can just search up on Google how to file an A to Z claim as a customer. It'll pop up with the link for instructions. Copy the link, paste it in your message, and explain to the customer that this is what you have to follow in order to file an A to Z claim. We purchase our shipping through Amazon, and in this type of an instance, Amazon will cover the shipment. However, with the A to Z guarantee, you are less likely for Amazon to back you if the item is lost or if it's stuck at a carrier facility. So I'm going to go into the situation number 3, which is a complete A to Z claim. So on situation number 3 that I'll cover in a moment, you are always going to tell the customer to file an A to Z claim. But situation number 2 is a little bit difficult because your first course of action is going to be you do want them to file an A to Z claim. However, do not expect Amazon to cover you on this situation. Instructing them to file an A to Z claim to begin with is buying you some time. Who knows, the package might get there, it might be delayed. But at the same time, you are giving the customer a direct course of action that they can take in order to get a refund for their package. So it's buying you time, and then in the time that it's being bought, hopefully the tracking ID updates, hopefully the customer receives it. If not, they will file their claim through Amazon, and then you will determine what to do from there. If Amazon does not grant the claim, then you are going to ultimately have to issue a refund for the customer's request. Situation number 3, and this one is actually ideal. So in situation number 3, the tracking ID of the package states that the package has been delivered to the customer's location. However, the customer claims that they did not receive the package. 2 responses in this situation. If the tracking ID has just recently updated, I would say within the past 48 to 72 hours, you are going to want to tell the customer if they are claiming that they did not receive their package to please give it 48 more hours to determine if the package does arrive, because the United States Postal Service is mismarking delivery times on their tracking IDs. You can also instruct the customer to reach out to a neighbor because perhaps the package was accidentally delivered to a neighbor's house and it says delivered to their town and state location. That's your first course of action. If the tracking ID of the package was updated as delivered 48 to 72 hours ago. If the tracking ID was updated as delivered more than 72 hours, anything more than 72 hours, you are going to direct them to file an A to Z claim. So in this instance, Amazon will 9 times out of 10, I say 9 times out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10 because you guys know how Amazon is. They're going to probably refund the customer and cover this type of a claim and not bounce the customer back to you because the tracking ID does show delivered to the customer's address. So why might the tracking ID say delivered and the customer claims they didn't receive it? Well, for one, the United States Postal Service could be mismarking the package by mistake. They could have said it delivered early, but it didn't actually deliver yet. It could be at a neighbor's house. The customer could be trying to get a free package. That does happen. I'm not saying that's what all customers will do, but you do have to be mindful of that. It's just important, guys, you are utilizing these different resources and these different tactics because we don't want to be refunding every single order when a package is delivered late by the carrier. Customer satisfaction is the number one most important thing, especially when it comes to your Amazon account and feedback. But guys, personally, I'm getting inundated with customer messages. I know other sellers that are getting a lot of messages. The first course of action should not necessarily be to refund the customer right off the bat. You want to determine the situation, buy yourself a little bit of time, and then if you have to, refund the customer based on a situational approach. Situation number 4 is that the customer requests to cancel the order that you had already shipped out. So in this situation, you are not going to be able to cancel the order because the item was already shipped. What you can explain to the customer is that you are unable to cancel the order. However, when this item is delivered to you, we are more than happy to accept a return, and we will initiate you a full refund upon receival of this return. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that helped you understand a little bit more about how to respond to customers when you are utilizing Merchant Fulfilled. It can be a little time consuming and difficult of a process. It's a lot different than FBA, so make sure you guys don't take Amazon FBA for granted, because on that side of things, they will be dealing with all of this and you will just be sending your inventory to Amazon. However, Merchant Fulfilled is still a great way to leverage your sales and scale your business. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to stay up to date on all of the future wholesale content that I will be putting out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.